काफ़ी गाने थे, एक पंजाबी फ़िल्म कर रहा था, तो उसके बीच में सब कुछ एकदम मेरा ब्रेकडाउन हुआ और मेरा दिमाग काम करना बंद कर गया और मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा था ये सिम्टम्स जो हैं ये क्या हैं। फिर उसके बाद 5 साल 4 साल म्यूज़िक भी नहीं बनाया, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ। फिर बीमारी में मैंने ही धीरे-धीरे से मेरी ज़िंदगी में आना किया था और वो फ़ोन पे रिकॉर्डेड है।
अच्छा।
वो स्टूडियो में रिकॉर्डेड नहीं है।
बाइपोलर डिसऑर्डर, जिसको मेनियक डिप्रेशन भी कहा जाता है, एक ऐसी बीमारी दैट मेड हनी सिंह pray for his own death.
I prayed for death every day, every night.
But at the same time, ऐसा भी समय था जब हनी सिंह felt as if he was at the top of the world.
2012, 13, 14 में सक्सेस देखी ना, मैं भगवान।
This all brings us down to one question, and that is, what is bipolar disorder?
एंजाइटी डिप्रेशन कुछ भी नहीं है, वो एक सर्दी जुकाम है। मुझे कोविड हुआ था मेंटल हेल्थ का, जिसे साइकोटिक सिम्टम उस बाइपोलर डिसऑर्डर बोलते हैं।
Before getting into bipolar disorder, let's first understand the concept of mood. Mood is the emotional state of your mind. Mood weather की तरह होता है. For instance, you might be sad because you just went through a breakup. You might be angry because your mom just scolded you. You might be extremely happy because you finally get the chance to visit Goa with your friends. Your mood changes as per your situation and is usually temporary. Sometimes challenges occur in regulating mood, and this can hamper with our ability to function. And this is what we call a mood disorder. This can either be in the form of a prolonged state of excessive happiness, which we call mania, or a prolonged state of sadness and hopelessness, which we call depression, or bipolar disorder, which is an alternation between mania and depression. Bipolar disorder is a mood disorder, and it is characterized by a dramatic fluctuation in mood. There is a dramatic mood swing. Overall, you either have good mood or bad mood, and fluctuation between the two occurs as per the situation you are in, and this fluctuation is temporary. However, in case of bipolar disorder, the fluctuation is uncontrolled and it can last from days till weeks. For multiple days, you are the happiest you ever are. You get a sense of euphoria. You are extremely excited and you have a lot of energy. Immediately following that, for multiple days, you feel extremely lonely, low, depressed, and suicidal. There is a large shift from extreme low to extreme high, and from extreme high to extreme low. So let me explain the whole concept to you with the help of a graph. This will make your concept much more clearer. On the x-axis, I'm going to represent mood, and your mood can either be high or low. That is, you are either happy or unhappy. Extreme highs are what we call mania, which is a condition of extreme happiness. And extreme lows is what we call depression, which is the state of extreme hopelessness and unhappiness. On x-axis, I'm going to represent time. So what we are going to see is fluctuation in mood as time passes. In case of a normal individual, his or her life contains your regular ups and downs. So the person might be happy or sometimes less happy, or sometimes in a good mood or maybe in a bad mood, and sometimes it can get pretty low. Let's suppose the person just lost his pet dog, so he is unhappy for a certain duration of time. However, it is again temporary and the person comes back to his normal condition. So this is how the mood of a normal person fluctuates with time. There are your typical highs and lows in life. In case of unipolar depression, the depression that we usually talk about, there's your normal mood, and all of a sudden, due to a reason or maybe without a reason, the person feels extremely low for a large period of time. And as time passes, recovery might take place and the person might come back to normal condition. However, in case of bipolar disorder, as the name suggests, there are two poles, by two, polar referring to poles. There's fluctuation between the two poles, and the two poles are mania and depression. For a certain period of time, the person is in mania, and all of a sudden, the person falls in depression. Again, after a certain period of time, the person is back in the condition of mania. So there is a fluctuation between the extreme lows and the extreme highs. However, this fluctuation also varies as per the type of bipolar disorder we are talking about. However, bipolar disorder overall means that there is a disorder in the mood such that there is a fluctuation between the two extreme poles of the mood, that is extreme highs and extreme lows. Let's look at the three types of bipolar disorder briefly. In bipolar disorder, there are two poles. There's your extreme highs, which is called mania, and extreme lows, which is called depression. Less extreme to mania is hypomania. In case of bipolar 1 disorder, one cycle contains one full-blown manic episode, which may or may not be accompanied by a depressive episode, which is major. So there's one cycle containing one manic episode and one may or may not contain one major depressive episode. The manic episode lasts for at least 1 week. In bipolar 2 disorder, one cycle contains one major depressive episode and one hypomanic episode, where the hypomanic episode lasts for at least 4 days and is less severe as compared to manic episode. In cyclothymia, there's one depressive episode and one hypomanic episode, where the depressive episode is not major and the hypomanic episode is less severe as compared to manic episode. So there are three types of bipolar disorder. There's your bipolar 1 disorder, bipolar 2 disorder, and cyclothymia. There are many more. However, these are the three major types of bipolar disorder. In bipolar 1 disorder, one cycle contains one manic episode which lasts for at least 7 days, which may or may not be accompanied by a depressive episode which is major. In bipolar 2 disorder, one cycle contains one major depressive episode and one hypomanic episode which is less severe as compared to manic episode and lasts for at least 4 days. And in cyclothymia, there's one depressive episode which is not major and one hypomanic episode present in one cycle. Something that you'll find common in all types of bipolar disorder are the manic episodes. Even the occurrence of manic episode at least once in your life will characterize your condition as bipolar 1 disorder. So the question is, what are manic episodes and what is a manic episode characterized by? Mania is the state of extreme highs. To a point, it comes out of your control. Manic episodes are characterized by excessive happiness, overly excited, overly optimistic, high level of energy, and a sense of euphoria. इसमें बुरी बात क्या है? That might be the common question for all of you. What's so bad about being excessively happy, overly excited, and optimistic about life? The bad part is that these emotions are not under your control. As a result, these uncontrolled emotions can affect your ability to function. They can hamper with your ability to function. In what ways can they hamper? Well, here are the characteristics of manic episodes that will explain how. Number 1, irritability. The person is highly irritable. He or she is extremely restless and unable to pay attention at all. Number 2, impulsivity. the person ends up taking high risks and making irrational decisions with no regard to consequences. Number 3, grandiosity. The person becomes delusional. To a point, he or she thinks that he or she is the reincarnation of the god. Sometimes, the person may even think of himself or believe of possessing supernatural power. Number 4, racing thoughts. A series of thoughts continuously race through their mind and they fly out of the person. And these thoughts, they don't necessarily make any sense. Number 5, rapid and pressured speech. The person speaks at a rapid fire rate, unable to control his or her speech. Number 6, irritation and agitation. The person is highly irritated and agitated. Number 7, due to all this irritation, agitation, restlessness, overexcitation, the person does not find the need to sleep, and it's completely fine with them. It's completely fine for the person going through manic episode to spend multiple days without sleeping at all. A person going through bipolar disorder is usually diagnosed with few other mental health problems as well, such as eating disorder, psychosis, anxiety, substance abuse like alcoholism, drug abuse.
मैं शराब ही इसलिए पीता रहा भाई कि मेरा दिमाग थोड़ा स्लो चले। मेरी नस है ये पटपट करती थी क्योंकि मेरे को इतना कुछ करना था, इतना कुछ हो रहा था जी। मैं सोता ही नहीं था, मैं खाता था, जिम करता था, शराब पीता था, नशे करता था कि मुझे नींद आए। 2 साल में तकरीबन सोया नहीं ढंग से। तो मेरे को मेन प्रॉब्लम जो हुई वो स्लीपिंग डिसऑर्डर से एब्यूज़ हुआ, इन चीज़ों का, टॉक्सिक चीज़ों का। उसके ब्लेंड से मेरे को एकदम ऐसा क्रैश हुआ कि मैंने कहा ये मेरे से कुछ नहीं होगा, मुझे घर ले चलो। मेरे को गलत ख्याल आ रहे थे, साइकोटिक सिम्टम्स आ रहे थे। क्या ख्याल? 60 सेकंड में 60 थॉट्स थे और 60 अलग डिविजन्स थी उसकी। कुछ आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं रहता। कुछ
सबसे डार्क थॉट क्या थी?
कि मेरी भी मौत हो जाएगी।
As an aware individual, it becomes our responsibility to help and support someone going through bipolar disorder or in fact any mental health illness as much as we can. It was due to proper guidance, counseling, support from the family and healthy lifestyle that Honeysingh was able to recover from this illness and was able to make a grand comeback.
जितना हम ध्यान देते हैं फिजिकल हेल्थ का, उतना ध्यान हमें मेंटल हेल्थ का रखना बहुत ज़रूरी है। जब तक मुझे ये दिक्कत नहीं हुई थी, मुझे लगता नहीं था इस चीज़ का कोई महत्व है लाइफ के अंदर कि यार मेंटल हेल्थ क्या होती है, ये क्या होता है। सब कुछ फिजिकल हेल्थ है। अगर आपको खांसी जुकाम है तो आपकी गति रुक जाती है लाइफ के अंदर और आप 1 हफ्ता 2 हफ्ते में, 4-5 दिन में आप ठीक हो जाते हैं, फिर आप फिर से काम पे लग जाते हैं। तो जो मेंटल हेल्थ है वो बंदे को बहुत टाइम तक और बहुत ज़्यादा शैटर कर सकती है और हिला सकती है। इसके थॉट मेरा यही है कि जितना हम टाइम अपने शरीर को देते हैं, जितना हम टाइम बॉडी बिल्डिंग को देते हैं, जितना हम टाइम अच्छा दिखने को देते हैं, उतना हमें अच्छा सोचने के लिए भी अपना वक्त गुजारना चाहिए कि हमारा मेंटल हेल्थ फिट होनी चाहिए।